morning, everyone. Hope you're having a safe and enjoyable holiday weekend. Glad you could join us. So now that the dust has settled on the 2022 midterm elections, let's take a close-up look at what happened from the perspective of one of the top pollsters in America. That would be David Paleologos, head of the Suffolk University Political Research Center. Dave, welcome. Happy holiday to you and yours.
Happy holidays to you as well. Thanks.
So there was this narrative down the stretch of the race, picked up widely in the media, that a big red wave of Republican victories was coming. Instead, Democrats held the Senate, picked up governorships, and while Republicans won the House, they did so by a much narrower margin than had been predicted. From your point of view, what happened and what role did polling play in it?
So in this cycle, you had some new pollsters that got picked up on Real Clear Politics and in 538, and you had more frequent polls that were kind of influencing the aggregate averages. And so in this cycle, unlike in 2012, 2014, and so on, so in this cycle, just by sheer volume, you had some pollsters who were really skewing right, and the repetition of those polls from state to state, kind of outmanned the polls that we did and that Marist did and Monmouth and so on, the more traditional pollsters, Siena, in terms of the amount of volume, the amount of polls that we put out. So that was part of the narrative. And I think the other part of it was that we began to pick up a difference among independents, men and women. And that's an indication to us that we were able to specifically find a demographic that really ran counter to a red wave, independent women.
And independents are notoriously disproportionately the late-breaking voters because the strong partisans make up their minds early. Before we dig into that, though, you talked about these polls, these more conservative polls that were way off, that skewed the averages. Was that an intentional disinformation effort?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
But one has to wonder how so many new people have shown up in the poll world since Donald Trump, since 2016. You've got people, you've got pollsters who have just been doing polling for 3 or 4 cycles, and they did well when Donald Trump won in 2016 and pretty well even in 2020. But now in this midterm cycle, we're beginning to sort of shake out the more traditional public pollsters from the newer pollsters.
Well, your post-election analysis found that independent women wound up making the difference in the New Hampshire Senate race and in many others. Was that a surprise? And if so, why?
It was a surprise. I mean, had Roe versus Wade not been overturned, independent women probably would have voted with independent men. Independent men voted Republican by 20 points in most of these states. And independent women would have probably followed along with independent men, thereby creating a red wave. But what happened was independent women broke from independent men, so that they offset, in many cases, more than offset the advantage that Republicans had among independent men. And so that alone really abated and prevented a red wave. This is information really, that we're talking about today, that I'm giving to you, that probably hasn't been digested nationally. And I would suspect in the next week or two, people on the national level are going to find their way to these crosstabs when the dust settles even further, and find what we found was that one demographic really changed the scope and the shape of the midterm 22 election.
Well, we have to take our break, but not to oversimplify, but fair to say, if as Republicans look to assess blame for what went wrong here, maybe they should start with the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. In our final national poll among independent men, the Supreme Court had basically an even approve, disapprove. But among independent women, the Supreme Court was -20 it was like 30% approve and 50% disapprove. That one data point really guided our analysis for the different states.